Hello, leaders in training. My name is Bertha Gutierrez. A lot of you know me as Miss B. We are going to draw together today. We're going to draw a beaver tail cactus and we're just going to use a couple of materials. I'm going to be using my art pen. It's black, but really you can use, these are some alternatives because I know not everybody has those art pens. So you can use a Sharpie pen. This would be a really good alternative. Or you can just use a marker, a regular marker, or just a regular pen. We're gonna be using a blank piece of paper and we're gonna do horizontal, a horizontal design. If you have just a blank piece of paper, you don't have like a notebook like this, look for a notebook so you can put it under your paper so you can have some padding to it. And I want to show you what it's going to look like at the end, or a little drawing. Let's see. This is what it's gonna look like. I would love to see your drawings at the end, so but you know, this is what we're gonna be drawing together today. Let's get started. Now that you have your materials together, put on your favorite music in the background because I did not put any music in this video. We're going to start by making very simple shapes. So we're going to draw the shape of the cactus pad. As you see, it's just simple lines. They kind of look like upside down candy corn, if you've ever had one of those. So just follow what I'm doing. When we are drawing with ink like that, you don't have the ability to erase what you've done, so you want to just take your time to kind of see where you're going to take that line and then just go for it. And the shading that we'll do is by going over and over the same lines, or just going by and adding some extra lines close to it. Now we're starting to draw some flowers over here. We're going to do a combination of some of them blooming and some still closed up. As you see, this is a flower in bloom, so we're going to add a small pad and then the flower blooming out of it. So you do the shadows, but just going over, in this case, the bottom of the flower, so that we can add some depth to it. This next one that we're doing is a closed one. So if you see, we're just making some petals over here. Don't worry about the shapes. This is supposed to be very loose and very organic, so it doesn't exactly have to look like mine. And as you see, it's just lines. We're just adding up lines. Now this is where we're going to start adding some volume to the pads, and we'll do that by doing some shading. So if you see, I'm just going over some of the lines, and so you first go over the same line you did at the beginning, the first shape, and then you start bringing lines like they are coming out of that original line. So you see, it's just we're creating shade through lines. So as you see, to create this shade, the lines that are closer to what would be the edge of, in this case, the pad of the cactus, they're tighter together. Those lines are tighter together. So the tighter your line, the closer your lines are to each other, the darkest that area is going to be. So as we get away from the edges, our lines are going to be further apart. Now let's start to create the rest of the flowers here. So by now we have 3 pads completed, and we're going to add 2 more in the back. Now because they are in the background, they're going to be a little more not as detailed as the ones at the front. So as you see, it's a little more relaxed. We're still using the same shapes, um, but your focus is going to be the ones that are at the front. That's where you need to spend most of the time. Okay, so to continue shading, as I mentioned before, when you're getting further away from the edge, the lines are going to be a little more spaced out, and you don't need to fill the whole area to give it an impression of depth. And also, as you see, we're just basically making little dots. I make like little dots and like a little line, kind of like a comma, to for the pricklies in each of the pads. So as you see fit, when you are adding shade, if you think that you need a little more shading somewhere, you just go over with some more lines. But it's, as you see, like in the middle, it's going to be a little loose. And then we'll just do that in the rest of the pads to finish up our drawing. To finish up our drawing, we're going to fill in all of the pads, and we're going to go over very loosely in the middle with some lines and then the little pricklies. So as we complete this drawing, just go over anything that you feel like should be a little more shaded, um, like I am doing right now. And I'm just defining the edges between each of the pants. And then we're going to make some lines under the beaver tail cactus, just to kind of ground it, just like we're making the ground here. And this is just some very loose horizontal lines. I hope you have enjoyed this drawing and that you will show me what you came up with.